Hello and welcome to MTB Cooking. Today we share with you how to cook some very delicious Christmas cookies. They're made with lemon and vanilla, and it's a favorite, a classic of Christmas cookies in Denmark. So first of all, we'll take out the grains or the seeds from a vanilla pot, and we're going to do this in order to obtain the seeds and put them in our Christmas cookies so they'll be visible, these small delicious seeds of vanilla. And a way to actually very easily add these to a dough is to just mix them with a little bit of sugar, and that way we separate the grains from each other and they're more easily spreadable in the dough. We're also going to take the zest of a few lemons, so we'll want to use some organic lemons here in order for us not to obtain any bad stuff from the skin. And then we can just on the fine side of a grater get all the zest for the cookies. In a huge bowl we're going to add flour and icing sugar, and we're actually using the bowl of a mixer. We'll add in some softened salted butter. Here we use the Danish pack, and it has to be salted in order for this salty taste to go into the cookies and to enhance the flavors. You can imagine these cookies being otherwise very sugary, so you'd want to have this salty twist. And we have softened the butter, we've just left it to rest on the counter just for it to not be too hard, otherwise it's going to be quite tricky to work with the dough. And then here we added in the lemon zest as well as the vanilla. We're now going to let the machine do the work, so we're just putting on a lid to our mixer here, and we're just going to combine the ingredients, so to integrate them into each other. There's no need to overwork this dough, that's really not the idea. So at the moment you see that the ingredients are well incorporated, you can just turn off the mixer and actually add the dough to a floured surface or the kitchen table. And then what you're going to do here is just by hand, you're going to just assemble the dough. So press it together, not using too much force. And this is not really kneading the dough. This is just assembling it, rolling it into a nice homogeneous bowl. And then we can actually just let that rest overnight. So what we want to do is cut it into 4 pieces. We want to have these long shaped pieces of dough that are practically already shaped into the form that we want to cut the cookies from the day after. This really helps us as well to just make the work a lot more easy for the next day. As you can see here, we just roll and make sure that it's even in all ends. If not, you can just press it a little bit on the end like we do here. You get the more thick shape that you have on the rest of this piece of dough. In total, we cut so that we had 4 of these long pieces of dough, and then we left them to rest overnight, so 12 hours would be preferable. We let them to rest in a cold room. You could also put them in the fridge easily. The idea is just that the day after you'll have a more solid piece of dough that you can more easily cut into cookies, where the dough actually resists the knife a lot more since it's hard. We use a very sharp knife for this, and we cut them into 1/5 of an inch thick pieces. In our eyes, that was the perfect thickness, but it's up to you what size, what thickness you prefer. We then put the cookies onto a baking pan that was lined with parchment paper. We preheated our oven to 200 degrees Celsius, that's 390 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we were actually ready to cook the cookies. Remember to place them on the parchment paper with a bit of a distance between them so they won't float together when cooking in the oven, because of course the butter will melt and the cookies will go a little wider. Cook them for around 5 to 7 minutes, but keep an eye on them because it takes not more than a few seconds for them to overbake and become all brown, which you don't want. You want them to be golden, slightly at the top around the edges and at the bottom. You can find all the ingredients below this video. And And as you can hear, the cookies are nice and crispy. They're really the way they should be. These are classic Danish butter cookies with lemon and vanilla, and you can almost see those small vanilla seeds in these cookies that you can easily keep in an airtight container in order for them to stay crispy for all of the month of December. It could also be that you ate them before the month ended, but that's completely okay in our eyes. Thanks for having watched this video for them to be cooking. Please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and we'll see you later in a new video. Bye!